Good evening. Tonight we drift, not to Rome, nor to Troy, but to the quiet banks of the Nile in ancient Egypt. A land of slow rivers, warm winds, and stories written in stone. Long before the great pyramids stood worn by sand and centuries, before their edges softened beneath the endless breath of the desert, there was a village, small, quiet, resting at the edge of the Nile's gentle curve. Its people lived by rhythm, not by clocks. They woke with the sun and slept with the stars. Among them was a boy named Khepri. He was not a prince, nor a priest, nor someone history would remember, but he had something. He listened. Khepri listened to the river, to the way it whispered against reeds, to the soft splash of oars in the distance. He listened to the wind as it carried grains of sand across the earth. And sometimes he believed the world was speaking back. In those days, the people believed the Nile was a gift from the gods, that each flood, each rise and fall was guided by unseen hands. The god Happy, they said, filled the river with life, and far above, the sun god Ra sailed across the sky each day, only to journey through darkness each night. To most, these were stories, but to Khepri they felt close. One evening, as the sky turned gold, then amber, then deep violet, Khepri sat alone by the river's edge. The village behind him had grown quiet, fires dimming, voices fading. The Nile, however, was still awake. It shimmered under the last light, moving slowly, endlessly, like a breath that never stopped. That was when he noticed something unusual. A small boat drifting. No oars, no sail, just floating. At first, he thought it empty, but as it drew closer, he saw someone inside, an old man. His posture was still, his eyes half closed, as though he had been travelling for a very, very long time. Khepri stood, hesitating, but something in him told him not to run. The boat brushed softly against the shore, a quiet sound, barely more than a whisper. The old man opened his eyes. They were calm, clear, and strangely familiar. "Have you been listening?" the man asked. Khepri blinked, unsure. "To the river," the man continued, "to the silence between things." Khepri nodded slowly. "Yes," he said, "I think it speaks." The old man smiled. Most forget to hear it. They sat together, watching the Nile move beneath the fading sky. No rush, no urgency, just presence. "Do you know," the old man said, "where the river goes?" Khepri shook his head. "Everywhere," the man answered softly, "and nowhere. It returns, always." The boy frowned slightly, not confused, but thinking. "In life," the old man continued, "people believe they must rush, build, leave something behind. But the river," he gestured toward the flowing water, "does none of that. It simply moves." The night deepened. Stars appeared, one by one, scattered across the sky like quiet lanterns. The village had fully fallen asleep now. Only the river remained awake, and the two figures beside it. Khepri felt strangely peaceful, as though the questions he never asked had already been answered. "Who are you?" he asked at last. The old man did not reply immediately. Instead, he looked upward toward the stars, then back to the water. "I am a traveler," he said gently, "a watcher, and sometimes a reminder." The boy did not press further. Some answers did not need to be spoken. The river shimmered brighter now, reflecting moonlight instead of sun. Time seemed slower, stretched, softened. "Will you leave?" Khepri asked quietly. The old man nodded. "All things do. But not all are lost." He stepped back into the boat. No oars, no wind, and yet it began to drift once more. Khepri watched as the figure slowly disappeared into the silver glow of the Nile. No sound, no farewell, just distance. For a long while, the boy remained where he was, listening. The river still spoke, but now he understood it differently. It was not telling him where to go or what to become. It was simply there. Years would pass. The village would grow, change, fade, and Khepri, like all people, would follow his own path. But sometimes, late at night, when the world grew quiet again, he would return to the river, sit at its edge, and listen. And in the gentle movement of water, in the soft hush of wind over sand, he would remember that not everything must be chased, not everything must be understood. Some things, like rivers, are meant only to be felt. And now, as your own night deepens and the world around you grows still, perhaps you can hear it too.